if you want to help the Hausa child, you must empower him with knowledge. And the man tried. Your former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, built schools for the Almajiri. But the mischievous political elite among them who do not want them to have the knowledge of themselves fought and kicked against Almajiri schools because the Hausa child must be made ignorant. He must be made ignorant. He must not be allowed to acquire knowledge because knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. But when you talk about this, people think you're a promoter of negative ethnicity. They say, oh, tank crier, you want to divide the Hausa Fulani. Never! That's not the goal. No, that's not the goal. It is Shakespeare who said the deed is done and what is done cannot be undone.
Good day, guys. Welcome back to Trend with Zay. On today's episode, we are going to analyze a trending video. This particular video hit me personally because I resonate with this video, and all I can say is I can relate. As a child, I grew up in the north. Few days ago, VDM came outside and he said the Hausas and the Arewas are the problem of Nigeria because they are the one drawing us back. And on this particular trending video, someone has come outside to analyze the issue going on in the north. His own conclusion is being education. Yes, he said education is the problem they are currently facing in the north because according to him, the northerners do not know their own identity.
VeryDarkMan of Nigeria made a video saying that the Hausa child has been subjected and conditioned by the political class to what? Abject poverty. VeryDarkMan of Nigeria also stated and said that the Hausa child has been made not to be good at anything but to be Almajiri, beggars begging in the street. I saw that video and my heart broke for the Hausa child. And the question remains, how can Nigerians and Nigeria and the entire continent help liberate the Hausa child from the shackles of abject poverty? How is that possible? Is it money that they need? The last time I checked, the richest man in Africa happened to come from the ethnicity. So money is likely not to be their problem because I tell you, even if you give $1 million to every Hausa child, they will still remain in abject poverty. Because what is poor in them is not their purse. As much as their purse is poor, what is poor the most is their mind. Akebelen. A river that forgets its source will dry. A tree without its fruit will cut short. The only way to help the Hausa child is to help the Hausa child with the knowledge of himself. Because historical injustice has been done on the Hausa child. Pay attention, Akebelen. Let the voice of the Akebelen educate you. The voice of the continent. You see, when you study the academic curriculum of the 54 independent countries in Africa, and of course I've studied them, there is something negatively associated with the curriculum or the syllables of Nigeria. Nigerians are not taught history. They are taught government at most. But then when a teacher is teaching government in Nigeria, and they want to teach you the pre-colonial days of Nigeria, do you know what the teacher does? According to the textbook, the teacher identified the Igbo child and taught the Igbo child the pre-colonial days of the Igbo. The Igbo child is being taught about the Umuada, the Ezemo, the 8th grade. The Igbo child is being taught about the Aba women protest. The Igbo child is being taught about the Ekumeku movement. The Igbo child is taught about the knowledge of himself before colonization. What about the Yorubas? The Yorubas are being taught about the pre-colonial days. They are being taught about their laughing, about the Ogbeniko fraternity, about the Oyomesi. The Yorubas are being taught about the Ora Onaka Kamfo. They are being taught about the Oyo Empire and how uniquely they were alongside the Igbos, how unique they were. Other tribes are being taught. But when you come to the Hausa child, the teacher will not teach you. Whom the Hausa child were independently, they will teach you the pre-colonial days of the Hausas and Fulani, telling you that the Hausa child cannot be educated independently of who he was before the Fulanese. Pay attention. This topic is a very sensitive one because Nigerians are emotional people, and whenever a topic has to do with the northern part of Nigeria, you must be careful because there's a whole lot of propaganda engineering in that part of the country. But you must pay attention. The voice of Akebelen is about to teach. The Hausa child has been denied knowledge of who he was historically because the pre-colonial days that is being taught about the Hausa and Fulani begins from 1903 when Britain came and removed Muhammad Attahiru II and chased him to Bumi and on a live film. That is not the history of the Hausa child. If you must empower the Hausa child, you must empower him with knowledge of who he was before 1804 and 1808. Who was he before jihad? Who was the Hausa child before jihad? Teach him the names of his states. Teach him the names of his kingdom. Teach him his food. Teach him his identity. Let him know that his ancestors were not mediocres. The Hausa child must be taught and be made to understand that his ancestors were not beggars. His ancestors were not Alamajiris. The were not with plates everywhere shouting Babi Allah. No. Let them know that the Hausa child, that they were kings and warriors. The Hausa child must be taught historically who he was before 1804. Let him know that his ancestors had a long history of trading spice and gold in a long distance of the Sahara Desert. Let him know that they were warriors. Let him know that we are good in agriculture. Let him know that they were kings. And they were called Sarikin. And then teach him about the Sarikin Gobe. Teach him about the Sarikin Kano, the Sarikin Castina, the Sarikin Kano, the Sarikin Zazu. Teach him about his legend Bagajia. Teach him about Yangfa. Teach him about Amina Walls. Teach him about his identity. The Hausa child must be made to understand that his ancestors were better than what he is today. He must be made to understand. Teach him not just 1903, but teach him 1804 and teach him 1808. But the academic curriculum will never do that. The educationalists in your countries will not do that because they fear of what the Hausa child will become if being empowered with the knowledge of himself. And because the Hausa child have not been empowered with knowledge of himself, he cannot grow. Because he cannot grow beyond who you are. You can't. It's impossible to forget your ancestors and grow. Because your ancestors will be ashamed of who you are. Because you have forgotten them. They believe it's out of cowardice.
Just hear what he said to Mr. President. How can you hand over the security of Nigeria to this type of people with this kind of thinking? Did you just hear what he said?
It's not all of them are criminal. Not all of them are criminal. Because if you know, or maybe if you investigate what is happening or what makes them to take those laws into their hand, some of them sometimes were cheated by so-called Nsakai, and I have to ban completely the Nsakai in my state. The Nsakai is those called vigilante group, who normally went to their settlement, destroy their property and take their animals. You know, so, and, you know, they doesn't have anyone to speak with. So sometimes
My people, this banditry is not all about collecting ransom and just killing people like that. No, it is all about taking over land. It is all about taking over our land. We should not fold our hands and just keep looking at these people perpetrating this evil. It is going to come and meet you wherever you are. My people, we have to do something about this. It's like President is not aware about this video. I don't think if President watched this video or heard what this man said about the kidnappers.
Make the team pay northern leaders. If they want to do election of leadership for beggars for Nigeria, now Northern will be president. Now Northern will be vice president. Now Northern will be general secretary. Now Northern will be accountant general of beggars. Now the only thing where I know say Igbo go take na treasurer.
I'm financial secretary, I'm not the president.
When I know say, the only man won't beg. If they choose where to beg. It not be like Hausa we go stayed by the roadside, they risk in life. Karama pays a mainland life. Sadaka sabuada mandang Allah. Ya wahidin ya Allah wahidin Maula sadaka saboda man sai da balarabe Maula balarabe uba Musa